Fujifilm shocked everyone with this small camera X-M5 because probably this is by far the best entry-level IPS-C camera 2024 and also maybe in 2025. Hi, my name is Rafał, I am from Poland and my main goal here on this channel is improve English skills in content creation. So stay with me if you want to see how things go. Finger crossed. And quick disclaimer, this camera was bought by me with my own money, so no sponsor here. But before we start, please let me know in the comments what you think about this camera X-M5 or just for purpose fighting with the algorithm. Let them see we are strong community in camera section. I'm using this camera 1 week only, and this is my first experience with that type of camera. Basically, it's second time with Fuji, but this Fuji is my own. I was so hyped after unboxing Fujifilm X-M5 to testing Fujifilm simulation at that dial that they put on the top of the camera. So on the next date I was invited to photo shoot organized by Mateusz Wąs and Photoforma, Christmas photo shoot. Oh gosh, first impression on the shoot using film dies, using that camera is very nice. Additionally, that camera is getting attention because of looking, retro looking. Before unboxing and ordering that camera, I was really worried that autofocus will not deliver performance that I need. But on the shoot, oh gosh, the autofocus performed very well. I got no photo with missed autofocus, so this is good thing.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field, man of the town.
Recognizing eye, recognizing faces, no issue at all. But I got one issue, this camera don't have IBIS, so I need to remember to be more stable or crank up the shutter speed in the future. And after photoshoot, I must admit, I was very pleased to see very nice photos on my computer, and also I was able to test Fujifilm RAW Studio application. Long story short, this app can simulate again from the RAW Fujifilms to the JPEGs. For example, if I use only black and white JPEGs on the photoshoot and I want to see other colors from the simulation, in that app I can check that basically in post factum, which is quite nice, and we can adjust some settings. Not the same settings like in the Lightroom, but we can do it. Editing photos in the Lightroom, Capture One, no issue here. The files are quite nice to work with it. One thing that is confusing for me with that camera in the first week of use is menu. For my taste is a little bit confusing. I'm not used to that type of menu. The position of the settings, the typing, the writing of that settings is really confusing for me. I need time to understand that menu or just set once and never come back again. the spec of the X-M5 is quite amazing, I must admit. Starting with the sensor. We can find here X-Trans CMOS 4, which is 26 megapixels, supported by X processor 5 Gen. The bad thing about that camera is we cannot find here IBIS or EVF. But we got LCD that can be swiped to the side, which I very like. Also we got here SD card slot, which is only Gen 1. Small battery but quite efficient. I was able to record 4K 24 FPS 10-bit 422 for 1 hour 20 minutes, which I think is quite impressive. For photographers we got here mechanical shutter, which speed is 8 frames per second, but it's not everything. If you need more speed you can go to electronic shutter with some crop, but 8 FPS can be doubled. We got here also the film dial that Fujifilm is putting to the newest cameras, and body weight is only 355 grams, which is very low, and this camera is very small. The pricing of this camera is very good in my opinion. We can find this camera body only for less than 800 euros. My first impressions from ergonomic side are quite good. I think for this camera is one must-have is the camera cage or L bracket, because Fujifilm X-M5 got one big downside. The mounting point for the plates are too close to the battery doors. Long story short, to get out battery and also SD card, you will need screw out every time your plate. So camera cage or L bracket are solving that first issue. Second issue here is no grip in this camera body because of the size. So the camera cage, for example, from the small rig is solving in the way that issue. On the camera we can find two dials to control our settings. In the back dial is quite nice. The feedback of clicking and resistance is very good. The front dial, I got mixed feelings because that front dial is two-type dial. The classic dial and this dial can be pushed in like button. So we can put here 4 function. In my experience, that front dial is too sensitive to touching. So changing setting from that dial by mistake is a really annoying thing. On the back we can find the joystick, which is plasticky and feel cheap, but is going very good job, no complaint here. Is working fine, but you need to remember it's plastic and feel cheap. Every buttons on camera feel good, except one marked with Q for quick menu or quick access. The placing of that button and position is quite strange because it's very hard to find that button only hand. You need to see that button, and the feedback on that particular button is a little bit off and it's hard to press. Going to the shutter button, no complaint here, everything is fine, the double press is okay. One benefit of that shutter button, we can put here extra accessory, for example red button, which I very like. And second feature in that place is simply turn off and turn on camera. That switch is very nice, placed in good position. I think there is no way to turn it or turn off by mistake, because there is very strong resistance to change that position. On the top we can find two control dials. One is for film simulation, one is for control our settings, and that dials are working very well. Good resistance to changing settings, good feedback and good clicking. One strange thing about this camera is that we got every port that we need, but the ports are on the grip. First is the headphone jack, second is USB-C, and also we can find here micro HDMI. The jack for the mic are placed on the different spot, close to the hot shoe, which is unusual also. In my experience is a little bit too close to the hot shoe, because putting wireless mic on the hot shoe and trying to connect the jack is a little bit tough, so my preference is do it first, then put mic to the hot shoe. And I'm also big fan of design for the strap holders. No needed external accessory to use strap, so this is very nice. For sure we can say this camera is the film beast. Yeah, Fujifilm put a lot of here features. For example, we got access to internal recording 6.2K open gate 10-bit 422, which is amazing. The one issue that can appear in the future is overheating, but in that resolution I was not able yet to do some testing. But in the 4K 1 hour 20 minutes is no problem. X-M5 got access also to 4K 60p with some crop 1.18, and also you need to remember that probably 35 minutes is max in the long form recording in that resolution. If you wanna put less stress on the camera for the 4K recording up to 30p, there is option for you 4K LP with some crop 1.18 and a little bit lower quality. For the slow motion in the 4K it's everything, 60p it's max, but in full HD we have access to 240 FPS, but you need to remember that camera will slow down automatically in camera to the set frame rate, for example 24. And also you need to remember, if you wanna record 10-bit 422, there is only one codec available, H.265. For sure no IBIS can be problem. But in video we have access to electronical stabilization, which is working very nice in my opinion. One downside of electronical stabilization is additional crop, or you can use the lens with optical image stabilization. After the order, I was researching the extra lens for the Fujifilm X-M5, and I must admit I was pleased surprised for the lenses. The primes are really small, with good light, with good price, and what we need more. For me it's perfect pick for the photography, for video as you see also. The second pick for Fujifilm is 35mm f2. It's really compact, I'm really happy for that setup. In the summary, I must admit the Fujifilm X-M5 is probably the best APS-C camera in 2024 on the market. We got very good spec, we got very good price, we got very nice design, and we got most of things that we like in the Fujifilm lineup. In the end of the day, I'm very happy that I decided to purchase second different brand camera to my studio. X-M5 is really strong position. Let me know in the comment what you wanna see about this camera in the future. Maybe how I set up menu, how color grade F-Log2 or something more. From my end is everything. See ya next time.